really just wanted to give you some practical tips about staying sexually pure. The first thing is that it's important for you to make the decision. Make the decision. Be clear in your mind. You're not going to make the decision on the date or when you start going out with somebody. I still was talking to a lady who's 38 the other day, and she broke up a relationship because the guy wanted to have sex. Now, I respect that lady so much because you know what? Everything in her body is screaming marriage. Everything in her body is screaming have a baby, settle down. And the guy is promising her everything if she'll just do this. But she said, look, I've waited so long. I'm not going to let any joker compromise my relationship with God. So you need to make the decision. Number 2, you need to be mindful of what you expose yourself to. We talked a lot about content on TV, magazines, music, what you're reading. What you're reading has an impact on you. What you're watching, the music you're listening to. What is the ethos of the music you're listening to? There's one song I said, let's do it tonight. We might not have tomorrow, let's do it tonight. Who sang that song? What kind of rubbish song is that? Let's do it tonight. We might not have tomorrow. That's the song of our generation. That's what our generation is dancing to. So be mindful of, because you see, what's happening is that you are being brainwashed. Your values are being instilled and downloaded into you. The friends you hang out with, that's one of the reasons why I was so excited when I came here. To see a community of young people who are vibrant for Christ. It's very, very important who you hang out with. You hang out with people who have the same values with you, who are going the same way that you are. Because if you're hanging out with a group of girls who are all sleeping with around, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to stay pure. How you present yourself, I talked about this as well. And I want to speak especially to girls. You have to be very, very mindful about how you present yourselves. You know, I was at Westfield. It was my birthday yesterday, so I won't tell you how old I am because you'll faint. Some of you will faint. So my husband took me out to Westfield, Stratford, and we were going up the staircase, and there were like 3 or 4 girls. They were obviously out with these guys. I don't know whether they were friends or they were dating, but the girls were all in skinny jeans. And they were walking in front of the guys. And the guys were not looking at each other, talking to each other. The guys were all looking at the backside of the girls as they went up the, you know, the escalator. And so they say, well, that's his problem. He shouldn't. If you don't want us to look at it, why do you have it on display? You know, someone said, oh, guys they're only after one thing. But are you showing them? Are you only showing them one thing? So I always say to young ladies, be mindful about your cleavage. You know, you can't be posting pictures of yourself in a bikini on Facebook. Me in Mallorca with my friends. In your bikini. And then saying, oh, guys don't respect you. You know, how you dress. I always say to them, if you're going to wear skinny jeans, and you know, look at your shape. Dress for your shape. There's some girls who are size 8 and skinny, they can wear skinny jeans, it's not a problem. But if you have the African shape, you know what I mean? Once I do this, you know what I mean by African shape. Then you know you have to disguise some parts when you wear skinny jeans and leggings. You put a long t-shirt or a cardigan or something on. You know, if you're busty, don't wear clingy tops. You know, just dress appropriately for your size. You can look attractive, you can look fashionable without looking sexual. It's very, very important how you present yourself. When you are dating somebody, you say sweet things to each other. Do you know what we do in Marriage Enrichment Weekend? Hello? You see, you have to know how a man and a woman is wired. When you begin to say nice things to a woman, oh, you look cute, you're so sweet, you're this, you're that. Do you know you're prepping a woman sexually? You're prepping a woman sexually. Those are the things that open up a woman's gates. So if you think, oh, we're dating, but we're not going to have sex, I'm just going to say nice things to her. It's just going to be me, you and me. You always want to be together. You're always holding hands. You're always... That's the door. So if you are not ready for marriage, I always say to singles, it doesn't mean you have to be boring. Go out as a group, do group outings, go to Nando's together, go watch movies together, go bowling together as a group. Hang out, have friends, you know, have fun together. But once it begins to be one-on-one, you have to be careful. Lastly, you need to have a mentor. You need to have a mentor. It's important to be accountable and to have a trusted person that you can speak to. And to have a trusted person that you can really be open with. So you need to have somebody that you can call up and say, my boyfriend is pressuring me to have sex. You need to be able to say that. If you're a guy, you need to be able to say, I mean, there was one young guy that used to call me in church, and he used to really frighten me. After a while, I had to tell him, please don't call me again. Call my husband. Because he'll call me and say, Pastor Beams, I'm really struggling. I'm struggling this week, you know. He was engaged to be married. He said, I'm really struggling this week. You know, and at first I'll say, okay, some practical things like, okay, don't see each other this week. Just talk on the phone, you know. But he got so much, I had to say to him, sweetheart, please, this is pastor's number. Start calling him instead. You know, so it helps if there's somebody of the same sex, you know, who you can, you know, and who can see you in church on Sunday and say, have you been good? And look you in the eye. You're in a relationship.